friends, today I'm going to show you how I make and can tomato soup. It is so easy to do and it's a wonderful addition to your pantry. So you've seen that I got my tomatoes all washed and cut and quartered. And I didn't blanch or peel them because these are ultimately going to go through my food mill. I also got my celery and my onions cut up and ready to go, which I will add to these once they are cooked down a little more. So in the meantime, I'm going to cook these down, and then in about 20 minutes I'll bring you back and I'll show you what all I add to these to make such an incredible, wonderful soup. Okay friends, just check out how quickly this cooks down. And tomatoes are wonderful. Alright, so I'm going to put my celery and my onions in here. Okay. And then I'm going to put some garlic. If I can get it open. There we go. I'm going to put a good tablespoon in here. So right here is my half tablespoon. I'm going to put a good heaping tablespoon in there. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put a good tablespoon of my dried basil, my dried sweet basil. I'm going to put that in there because I am making like a tomato basil soup. You can omit the basil, you don't have to use it. Now I'm also going to put a little bit of pepper in here. Not a whole lot. Probably a good teaspoon. I'm going to grind some salt in here. Probably, let me see, probably about the same, probably about a good teaspoon. And then I'm going to add some sugar to it. But I don't like a whole lot of sugar because I don't like it real sweet. I just like it to cut the acid. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of sugar in there. And I know some recipes call for way more than that, but that's all I do. I don't want sweet tomato soup, but I don't like it real acidy either. So that sugar cuts the acid. So, I've got all that in there. Now this is going to simmer for a good 15-20 minutes. And then I'll show you how I put it through my food mill, and then we'll can it up. It'll be wonderful. Alright, we'll be back. Okay friends, can you see how beautiful that cooked down? And I let it cook, I let it simmer for about, a good half hour instead of 15 minutes because I let mine reduce down in volume a little bit so it would get a little thicker because I like a good creamy soup. But anyway, that's how it looks. It's gorgeous, and now it's time to run it through the food mill. So I'll show you how I do that. Very simple. Now people ask me where I got this. I got this at a yard sale a while back. Okay, I'm going to pull you back away from there a little bit. Alright, now I'm just going to take my measuring cup, and I did let this cool down just a little bit. And I'm going to fill this because this goes pretty quick. Okay, set that right there, and you just start grinding it down, just like so. It pushes all the pulp and the juice through, and all it leaves behind is the skin and some of the chunks of celery, but you got all the flavor in your soup already, so it's wonderful. Okay, and it turns out fantastic. You'll see that. So that's all you do is you put it in your little food mill and you just grind it through. does fantastic. That way the skin and the seeds, aren't in there. Now you might get a seed here and there, but most of it keeps all the skin and everything out. Unless you want to use your immersion blender, you can use that and grind everything up, and that would work just perfectly too. And then you could run it through your sieve if you want. But I'm just doing it this way. I do both ways. But, alright, let me get this finished, and then I'll bring it back, and I'll show you our next step to reheat this and get filling our jars. Okay, friends, that's what's left of what went into my soup. Beautiful. Look at that. There's still a little bit coming out of there. Not much though. Could do a little more grinding here. That's it. Just the pulp and the celery and the onions. That's all that's left in there. And I've got this beautiful thick soup. Look at how gorgeous that is. Alright, well, I'm going to leave this set for just a minute because I've got to get my jars ready. And when I get my jars all ready, I'm going to put them in the oven so they're hot, because I got hot product. I need hot jars and a good hot canner. So when I get my jars and my canner ready, I will be back and I'll show you how we jar this up and get it canned. Okay, friends. I've got my jars in the oven. They're getting hot. They're probably hot enough now, actually. My canner is on the stove and it's warming up. Now I just turned this back up on medium high, so I'm going to bring this back up to a boil. And now that it's cooled down a little bit is the perfect time to give it a taste test to make sure that it's seasoned enough, salty or sweet enough, however you want it. And mine is absolutely perfect. I've done this so many times, I've got this down to a science though. So, and you can taste the basil in it too, it's wonderful. Okay, so this, I'm going to put the lid on it because it'll help it to heat up faster. And then when that's all heated, I will bring you back and we'll get this all jarred up. Okay, friends, this is back up to a boil. My jars I just took out of the oven, they're screaming hot. My water is hot in my pressure canner, and my lids and rings are in hot water. Not boiling though. So anyway, this is all I do with this. We are going to fill these. I always use my little Pyrex measuring cup. Since it's liquid, it's so much quicker than ladling it. Okay. That's all that's left of that. Is a little bit. So I am going to finish filling. Ooh, that's warm. I'm going to finish filling this one jar here. Right here. And then any that I have left over, I'm going to have a dish of soup for dinner. So, that's all there is to that. Now I need those other two. So anyway, no need to debubble this because it is liquid. But I've got my little cloth here Paper towel dampened with some vinegar. Always, always wipe your rims. Make sure there's no debris on there. They will not seal. And if they do, chances are they'll pop later. Okay. Then you're going to take your lid and you're going to adjust it fingertip tight. Whew. Those jars are hot, and these are gorgeous. Okay, and in the canner, hot canner they go. Alright, I'm going to put the lid on that. Just like so. And it's going to vent for 10 minutes. It's going to vent a steady, let me show you here. It's going to vent a steady stream of steam. That's a tongue twister. Very important that you let it vent for 10 minutes. It expels all the air out of your canner. So after 10 minutes of that spewing steam, then I'm going to put my jiggler on. And once it starts to jiggle, I'm going to time this for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes is done and it's cool enough to open, I'll be back and I'll show you how beautiful it turns out. Okay, friends, this is all done and it's nice and cool. So I will have no problem opening this. But still, open it away from yourself, because that steam will burn you badly. Alright. Look at how nice those turned out. And take a look. I forgot to put vinegar in my canner. And that happens sometimes. If you do, it's no big deal. When you just wash it, because you always wash them before you put them in your pantry, just make sure you throw a little bit of vinegar in there and it will clear that right off. But didn't they turn out gorgeous? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And they already sealed. They sealed in the canner. So they are sealed. So that's it. That, friends, is how easy it is. I can turn my light on. No, my light isn't working. They're pretty hot still. Very, very hot still. But that is how easy it is to make tomato soup and can it. And what a wonderful addition it is for your pantry. So there you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.